What was you playing, like a cover 6? Who's that X Factor linebacker you got? Ooh, good shit. I see he lit up. I think they must have rubbed each other, your two defenders. That gotta be what happened. We finally kicking off. Oh, yeah. Well, I still got the #1 overall locked up.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver. Is
that the same one that caught it before?
The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Yep. See if I can get this mic play off on the first play.
Here we go. 60 or.
On first down, Locke. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers.
Hey, I said, let me see if I can get your play.
Last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So after the run for no gain, here's second
You ain't got to
10.
be like that.
Now a give, right side. It's Flowers. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 30. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Let's go now. 15 line. 15 line. We own it. Now.
Locked to throw on 3rd and 1. Able to get this to Gordon. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Ready. 70. Indy. Get it together, defense. Fair. Big grip.
They'll run on first down. Flowers, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On the stop that time, it was Josey Jewell.
At the Broncos' 17-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Locke. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Terry Godwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Waiting.
Mike 58 right there. Check pass. Alert 3.
Look ahead.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Caviar, it could be any fish. Caviar is just a fish egg.
So the first play in the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Stafford. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to.
You got to eat frog legs when it's piping hot.
Defensively, got to continue to focus on.
It's good, man.
The big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. from the gun. Here's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Right. Oh, damn.
Offense set to get this drive started.
Right.
Partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the
dropped
football
that
there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb
And that was my initial
and as a
read.
result, unable to hold on to the football.
Let's see if he spammed this thing.
Crunch. Check three. Switch.
They'll try the left side. Beer takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Duh, he just gonna keep running this same fucking play.
It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Which league is this? I mean, what is this? Champs? Do we have that rule in here?
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Hey, Champs, do we have that no spam rule? Duh.
You ready?
I'm coming for you, son.
To throw on 3rd down. Locke. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. The 20. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yeah.
backside guys,
Meh.
that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, switch gears.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I got you.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Check 50. Check 50. Hey. Thumbs up the helmet. Here we go.
On 3rd down, it's Freeman. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. They're going with Lindsey, and they are going to stop him on 4th and 1. As
Disrespectful motherfucker.
They'll get neither the
Keep
touchdown
being
nor the
disrespectful.
1st down, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
With his disrespectful ass.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run the counter. Beard. He's going to have the 1st down past the 20. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big pickup of 38. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, it's a great chance it can turn into the type of play we just saw there, a big gainer.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
What's here?
Snap.
Now to the air. Rock. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Clock now to throw. He finds his man Johnson.
Damn it!
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give them 32 on the play.
I fucked that up. I fucked that up.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
At the 30-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll try the left side. It's Flowers. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Trick.
53 is mine. Check. 53 is mine. Check the out. Check the out. Check the out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Carlson is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford, he completes it to Boyd. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Mike 50.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 54.
Out of the gun, Stafford. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the areas and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
5.
43 is the mic.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
43 is the mic.
Hey, 50.
Don't get nervous.
Check it back.
From the gun, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Garyon Conley. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong
The motherfuckers finally let me switch and pick, Mike.
Instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Go on.
On first down, Beard down right around the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. And this will be incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Leo.
They run the counter. Flowers. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Huh? Dang.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. The drive starts with a completion left side, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford, he'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go, baby. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Tighten up. Pull it together.
To throw again. Stafford. Open man is Winfrey. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Stay 50.
Throwing again at Stafford. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver 1st down. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Mike Alpha.
So we got man. 51 to Mike, boy. 51.
Easy.
Mike 51. Mike.
Stafford looks to throw again. He completes this to Sutton. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Freeman. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
At the 22-yard line.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Check three.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
They'll run with Lindsey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Check 43. Alert.
Shit, it's still a tight game.
One more time with Lindsey, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Philip Lindsey, his 5th touchdown
you want to do shit in the end zone.
Just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. The second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw it is Locke. He's going to air one out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those.
He fouled it.
Come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Don't you agree?
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Gotta figure
it was one-on-one. What are you talking about?
They're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Beer. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
It's 180.
Check. Watch 54. Watch
32.
Double dog. That's the way.
On first down, Stafford here. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Stafford now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Garyon Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Mike 7. Hey, exit. 54. Mike 54. Hey. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Mike 54. Mike 54.
From the red zone now, Stafford. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead.
Middle. Mike 5-4. Here we go, D. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Hey, easy. Check. Go here.
They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
No. Whip. Watch the whip.
Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Philip Lindsey with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. A crusher there.
Man, that was a foul.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught.
But look at that. Did you? The nigga pushed him. Oh, that was bullshit, man. That was bullshit.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this
drive,
when you start thinking to yourself,
okay,
what are we
bullshit.
going to do? You don't go
now I got to try and run the Uncle D blitz.
But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Open man, that's Noah Fant.
Knew where the fuck he was going.
And they're going to get this beyond.
That should have been me.
He's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
This nigga called a time. You see that shit, And you see that nigga call a timeout?
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You think he made a mistake, or he being what's the word I'm looking for?
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, in a
being
tight
cocky.
1-point game.
I think he made a first down. What'd he call timeout for? But he winning. He should have made me call a timeout.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford airing one out for Boyd. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have 1 right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Stafford. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A 3rd down gain of 19. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Stafford going to throw it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested.
We should have had that one.
Great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Stafford. And
fuck y'all let him get that shit.
Inside the 25. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
No,
yeah,
that
a lot of people
did
would
it.
call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Watch safety creep. Hey! Safety's creeping.
53. Ready.
Freeman again. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the lead is up to 8. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs